This is Birmingham News. Coming up, one man is dead following a large fight after a boxing event in Walsall. A man is jailed after a 100-mile-an-hour motorway chase on the M6. First Harry Potter, now Game of Thrones, will be meeting the latest police dog recruits with the fantasy favourite names. And in sport, we'll be taking a look back at Birmingham's record-breaking marathon weekend. It's your news for Birmingham and the West Midlands. Hello again. A 19-year-old man has died after a large fight broke out at a boxing event in Walsall on Saturday. Regan Astbury from Pelsall died in hospital on Sunday evening following an injury to his neck. Olivia Marks reports.
Saturday night in Walsall, a boxing match which turned violent outside the ring and ended in tragedy. 19-year-old Regan Astbury from Pelsall died in hospital after suffering an injury to his neck, and now a murder inquiry is underway. The boxing event was held at Walsall Town Hall and was attended by several hundred people. It was a youth lightweight match between boxers Luke Paddock and Myron Mills, but it's believed that violence erupted in the crowd, spilling out onto the street at around 11:30 at night. One steward who's been working for 28 years said she's never seen anything like it.
It was just horrendous.
Professional boxer Jordan Clayton was at the event with his family. They all fled to the dressing room for safety.
It was getting lively and the crowd were getting really aggressive and next thing you know it just kicked off. There was chairs, tables flying everywhere and everyone running for safety. I was even going to bring my 6-year-old son to watch me fight, to sit with my pals and watch me. It brings a bad name to our sport, even though it's a violent sport, which it is, but it's not how us boxers are brought up, and it's not how we've got a lot of respect for one another. When it comes to outside of the ring, we've all got respect.
Jordan campaigns to steer youngsters away from crime through boxing. He was in fact fighting on the night in memory of his close friend Callum Lees, who was stabbed to death in August. Little did he think he'd hear the news a young man had lost his life following the match.
I was out there for supporting Callum. Callum was stabbed, killed, and a scene like this had to happen.
Detectives have arrested a man in Derby on suspicion of assisting an offender as they continue to appeal for witnesses and more information. Olivia Marks, Birmingham News.
A dangerous driver who led police on a 100-mile-an-hour motorway chase has been jailed for nearly 2 years. 26-year-old Curtis Stewart from Coventry was spotted weaving around vehicles on the M6 near Castle Bromwich in August. Police tried to box him in, but he drove onto a grass verge before reversing onto the main carriageway. Leaving the motorway at junction 3, Stewart went through 2 sets of red lights at 70 miles an hour in a 30 miles an hour zone. He eventually stalled the van and was arrested, where he was found to be 1.5 times over the drink-drive limit. At Warwick Crown Court, he admitted to 2 charges of dangerous driving and was jailed for 23 months. Police dogs make up a huge part of the force, and here in the Midlands there's been a big drive to bring in as many new puppy recruits as possible. And following on from recent themes, chiefs have been at it again, naming the new puppies after one of the biggest TV shows on the planet. With more details on these new recruits, here's Hayden Atkins.
Watch out, there are more new kids on the block at West Midlands Police. And these new future police stars have already started winning the hearts of the public after their rather Winterfell-inspired names. That's right, the new recruits have been named after Game of Thrones characters, and much like litters in the past that have taken on names from Harry Potter and Star Wars, the theme of naming cute little puppies after famous faces continues. But these particular pups are just 3 weeks old, and not all of them have been named just yet, leaving us to wonder who looks like who from the famous TV show. Well, apart from the squeaking, we think there's definitely a Jon Snow and a Khaleesi amongst these heartbreakers. But despite their youthfulness right now, there's hope amongst everyone here at West Midlands Police Dog Training Unit that these puppies will be on the front line in years to come. So as they play away and get puppy training under their belts, there will be some serious jobs in stores for these dogs in the future. Searching for cash, narcotics, bodies and guns are just a small variety of tasks we can expect to see from these guys in the future, but right now playing and fighting amongst themselves seems to be top of the agenda. This is Hayden Atkins for Birmingham News.
The National College for High Speed Rail in Birmingham has opened, bringing in the next generation of engineers. There's currently a shortage of engineers in the UK, with 185,000 skilled engineers needed by 2020. Olivia Marks reports.
The new National College for High Speed Rail, officially open, specialising in the IT side of railway development.
The rail industry hasn't been seen to be kind of a sexy industry to move into. People don't recognise and understand the breadth of opportunities that there are and really what engineering is about. So what we're trying to do is show people that technology is at the heart of engineering moving forward.
The new college is home to this old Eurostar carriage, which is now fitted with virtual reality equipment.
So this is a very
185,000 engineers are needed by 2020, with the college here in Birmingham hoping to attract future engineers.
There's a lot of opportunity and the females need to take it, definitely.
It's like a dream to me since I was 10 years old, and I used to do like making things, and I really just can't wait to have my full degree.
About 71 people have joined the college so far. That's new young learners, and that number will go up to about 2,000 people. So this is about saying to youngsters across the West Midlands, there is an opportunity here to be in at the start of a really high-tech industry.
The total cost for HS2 is £55.7 billion, with the government claiming it will deliver a total of more than £103 billion. But is the Rail Minister confident costs won't grow?
I'm focused on working with HS2 to make sure that we build HS2 on budget, on schedule, because we need it to. We need the capacity it will bring on our overcrowded rail network. It's a vitally important piece of national infrastructure, and I'm determined that we can build it on time and on budget.
For these engineers, they have high hopes to develop the future of this country. Olivia Marks, Birmingham News.
You're watching Birmingham News here on Made in Birmingham. Coming up a little later, it's our entertainment show, The Lowdown. Let's have a quick preview.
Join us in just a bit for the lowdown here on Made in Birmingham TV, where as a brand new show starts at 7 p.m, M Club's Game of Attraction, we bring you behind the scenes with us, meet directors, producers and all that make it work.
And then My Little Pony is back. Yes, Film News is going to give us a verdict of whether we should be watching this animation. Plus, NBCC Awards were here over the weekend, rubbing shoulders with all those unsung heroes.
Plus, we talk fashion and qualms. Play us out, don't miss it. The Lowdown live here on Made in Birmingham in just a bit. We'll be waiting.
Worcester has been the subject of big financial backing recently, with the famous cathedral set to be supported by over £1 million worth of lottery funding. A former monastic cellar is set to be transformed into a unique learning centre, and we sent Hayden Atkins down there to take a look at what lies beneath.
Overlooking the River Severn, Worcester Cathedral is known for its Gothic bays and steeped history, but it's set for a makeover after receiving some major funding, and work is set to begin imminently on a former monastic cellar to become a new learning centre. And we spoke to Peter Atkinson, Dean of Worcester, ahead of the exciting changes.
Behind me is what we call the Undercroft, which is an amazing medieval building, partly below ground level. Underneath what we now call the King's College Hall, the hall of the King's School, but that originally was the monks' refectory back in the Middle Ages, and underneath the Undercroft was the monks' cellar, their storeroom. And this is a space that we want to bring back into use, principally as an education centre, a base for our school visits. We have thousands of school children coming to the cathedral every year. They need a base, they need somewhere to leave their coats, to do their worksheets, to have their sandwiches, as well as, of course, having a tour of the cathedral and all the activities that we provide for them.
At the moment, there's plenty of work to do on the cathedral to get the ball rolling with the project, but Camilla Finlay, fabric surveyor at the cathedral, told Birmingham News how excited the staff are and the extra fundraising efforts that are still required.
Well, we're fairly ecstatic. It's a long time coming, and we always thought there was potential here, and we've been hoping that somebody would come in and make that transformational change of giving us the funding to get us going on this journey. And we really think that it's going to be a step change for Worcester, the cathedral, in terms of their offer in terms of the activities we can deliver around heritage and learning here at the cathedral and in this wonderful city. Yeah, there's a big challenge we still have ahead of us, because what we've got is 2/3 of the funding for the next stage, so we've still got another $500,000 to raise, and there's going to be lots of programmes coming forward where we hope people can get involved and give to this really important project. If we don't get that extra $500,000, we ain't going to get the project, so it's really important that people get behind the project. So over the course of the next year, we'll be running various programmes and looking for support from grants and individuals to come and support this project and help us deliver this transformational opportunity here.
Hayden Atkins for Birmingham News.
This is Birmingham News. Still to come, Sasha will be here with the latest sports news and an autumn festival for Wurzel Gummidge lookalikes. All that and more in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Hello again and welcome back to Birmingham News. Right now we're going to be taking a look at the sport, the latest sports news with Sasha Shipway.
Thanks, Lee. The Birmingham International Marathon took place at the weekend, along with the Simply Health Great Birmingham Run, with a combined number of 22,000 people taking part. Here are some of the highlights from the day, which was shown across the Made TV network.
Alina, you made T-shirts to support your runner. Who are you supporting?
John Crosby.
This is absolutely amazing. You've gone to a lot of effort for John Crosby, and even this little fellow here, he's got a special T-shirt, hasn't he? So it says, I'll read it to you. My first marathon with my granddaddy. So you must be very keen on supporting said granddaddy, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. He loves it, he's very fit.
Yeah, fantastic. So, you like the microphone, don't you? Do you want to say anything? Yeah, I think he does. This is going to have to be... I tell you what, let's go down to the finish line and I'll attempt to get my microphone back.
So I've found some supporters on the finish line. We've got Phil and Isabel, who are actually looking out for their son, Steve. Proud parents or what?
Yes, fantastic. Fantastic event and fantastic for him to be running as well. Really good.
So you're actually tracking him right now on an app, aren't you? How far away is he?
So we think he's about a mile away, and we've been tracking him all the way around. The app is fantastic. So it's very good day, very good event.
And he's actually very emotional standing here at the finish line watching all these runners. So for you, when your son crosses, how do you think you're going to feel?
Oh, it's amazing. I'm so proud of him, so proud.
And has he done many runs like this before where you've came to see?
It's the first one. He did the velo a couple of weeks ago, the cycling one, but this is the first marathon he's done.
Fantastic. Well, I bet you're very, very proud parents. I'm going to leave you now to try and find your son. Let's go and find some more finishers on the running on the finish line. Hello, sir. You're live on Made Television. How was that for you?
That's really hard. Unsurprisingly, yeah.
You actually look quite fresh, though.
Good. Thank you very much.
How was your training?
Went almost to plan. I got a really serious injury just before London Marathon this year. So this is my first race since London and delighted to have finished.
Well, you're not panting and you look very fresh. You've done a very good job. Do you know your time?
I think I was 3:44:41. Yeah.
Yes, I've amassed quite an army of runners behind me. Let's go down the line. Who have we got here?
Suprio. Simon.
Sanjay.
Sham.
Now, Sham, why are you running today?
For myself.
And are you excited to take on this half marathon? How are you feeling right now?
A bit of adrenaline kicking in, to be honest. Really excited, yeah.
Chelsea Skip is with the first female runner of the Birmingham International Marathon of 2017. Well done to her.
I think you wanted 2 hours.
So we are with our first female finisher, Sophie. A massive congratulations. How does it feel?
Amazing. Absolutely over the moon. Yeah.
And what was your time?
About 2:52 something. I'm not sure what the official one was.
And how was the course for you? Was the support fantastic? Was it a real big help?
Amazing. Like every time someone cheers you on, someone shouts your name, people coming out of their houses, going like, look at that girl, go on. It was amazing, so amazing.
Highlight of the course for you?
That last stretch, the crowd is just cheering you in. It's just incredible. So
it really is. I don't know if you've seen it, but there are people absolutely everywhere, banging the boards, clapping. They're making a massive fuss out of everybody, which is fantastic.
How are you feeling now? You get to see everyone else who's going to be setting off just like you in just a bit.
Yeah, it's fantastic, mate. I mean, up this morning 5:30. You know, had the porridge for breakfast. The lads come round. We've jumped a taxi. We're now at Alexander Stadium and we're ready. It's lovely because the lads say that it is a nice day. I can feel it's a nice day. You've got the crowds that are milling around us, which is your typical marathon morning. Everybody's excited. You can feel the energy. You can feel the first timers are talking about it. Some of the elite boys they just say nothing. They just sort of stretching and getting ready, but no, it's great.
Congratulations to everyone who took part in the marathon. In rugby, Wasps' European campaign began with a defeat against Ulster on Friday. They lost the match 19-9. Meanwhile, Warriors beat Brive 30-20 at Sixways in their first home win of the season. But there was a great result for Birmingham Moseley as they battled a 32-27 away win at Esher. And finally in football, Villa lost to Wolves 2-0 at Molineux on Saturday, meaning Wolves are now sitting at the top of the Championship. Blues beat Cardiff City 1-0, with Che Adams scoring the only goal of the match. And that's all for your sport. If you'd like to get in touch, email sport@madeinbirmingham.tv. Back to Lee.
Thanks very much, Sasha. Now, do you remember Wurzel Gummidge? I know I do. Well, there's actually a festival of scarecrows, and we'll be finding out a little more about that very shortly. But first, did you spot the spooky red sun during Monday lunchtime? Apparently it was something to do with the Sahara dust cloud floating across our area. Whatever next? Well, let's find out as we get the weather forecast now for the West Midlands.
Hello there. Ex-Hurricane Ophelia made herself known to start the week with an orangey red sun and strong winds, which should continue into Tuesday with gusts up to 27 miles per hour, so still feeling much more noticeable than usual. So quite a bright morning overall with patchy cloud in the east and south of the region. Moving into the afternoon, highs not too cool, but they have dropped down from the weekend, reaching around 15 degrees Celsius across the West Midlands, and this weather should be carrying on into the afternoon with light cloud lingering for the evening and keeping light overnight. Temperature-wise, it's quite similar across the board from 10 p.m. onwards, so expect 12 degrees Celsius or slightly cooler. Then for Wednesday, bright for some, but with light rain spells as well across many areas. Dry but overcast in Wolverhampton with highs of 15 and gusts of 14 miles per hour. Thanks today to Daniel for this photo taken at Sutton Park. So if you want to see your picture here in the forecast, then send them to weather@madeinbirmingham.tv. The outlook then, pretty similar conditions ahead with light cloud and sunny intervals for most and temperatures keeping in the mid-teens.
And finally, fans of Wurzel Gummidge might just get something out of this. Every autumn, Belbroughton is the place to be if you like to see some colourfully decorated bird scarers. This time last year, we went along to meet some of them. Thousands of people flock to Belbroughton every autumn for the straw-stuffed extravaganza that is the highly successful Scarecrow Festival, which raises a lot of money for local charities. The event is now 21 years old and it seems to get bigger every year. Belbroughton in Worcestershire is an agricultural district and it was once the centre for scythe making. With the introduction of modern farming methods, scythe making has almost died out, but the popularity of scarecrows continues. Who needs modern technology, eh? Wurzel Gummidge would be in his element. And we thought you might like to know that this year's best overall scarecrow is called The Emperor's New Clothes by Hans Christian Andersen. Yeah, well done to him, and of course the teams of the scarecrow builders in Bell Broughton and beyond. Wonderful. So that's it for the moment from me and the team here at Birmingham News. Now if you'd like to get in touch with us, as always our email address is news@madeinbirmingham.tv. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye for now.